Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Ohio Guys here. I'm Christian Ocampo, and today we're joined by another voice actress. We have Natalie Roers. How are you doing, Natalie?
Hey, I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, it's great to have you. It's great to have you for this interview, and we're excited to ask you some of the questions we have. First of all, what is it like working in the industry today?
It's different. 20 years ago, the industry was completely different. You had to live in Los Angeles or New York. If you had an audition, you had to drive to that audition. Technology has evolved so rapidly that the industry has changed with it over the last couple decades. So now, most auditions that you get, your agent or manager or your client wants it back within 30 minutes, an hour. Anything past an hour is considered just kind of like you're sitting on your butt and not getting it done. So obviously you can't drive somewhere and get that done. So now voiceover actors have become voiceover actors slash audio engineers, studio runners. So most professional full-time working voiceover actors have a pro studio in their home now, and I would say I do like 95% of my work from my home studio. I rarely have to travel to work now.
Okay, and yeah, it's a different animal nowadays. We've talked to many other actors, and they say there's so many changes. So it's probably going to keep changing. Yeah, as time goes on.
Yeah, it's good and it's bad. I mean, it's. I was just complaining on Twitter yesterday that I love like 99.9% of my job, except the tech support part, because now you are your own tech support. There's no one to call, no one to help you. So like as much as I like wearing my pajamas to work some days and not having to get dressed up or leave the house even, um, I do miss it on days where everything goes wrong and I need to troubleshoot and figure it out.
All right. So, during your time in the industry, what is a favorite project you have worked on?
That changes all the time. So, geez, I have a lot of favorites. Um, Probably my favorite script though is a little surprising. I did a small puzzle game for Steam called The Crater not too long ago, and the script was so great. It was really surprising. I think you don't see on a lot of like small indie projects script writing that's so great. That guy definitely has a very bright future ahead of him. I fell in love with the characters while I was reading it. I was smiling like ear to ear when I was reading it. Um, it was funny. It was romantic. It was great. So yeah, I'd say that may be one of my favorite scripts. But I do have quite a few favorite projects.
Oh, okay. I'm definitely going to check that one out now that you got my interest in it.
Yeah.
All right, and then another question we have for you: what was it like working on X-Morph Defense?
Oh, that was a cool game. So you're the bad guy in that game, and I'm like trying to lead the human race to the last surviving members of the human race to get off the planet. And you're the bad guys that are killing me and killing my crew. So I thought it was just a really cool game and that it flipped the script that way. It was also a game where I think I realized I was starting to get typecast, and I'm totally cool with it. But that was maybe my third game where I was solicited to play like an army leader, like a badass woman, and I love those roles. What's funny is I think I never saw myself like that. I think we're all terrible judges of who we are. A lot of times, I think the best way to find out who you are and the projects you can be best at are listening to other people and not listening to yourself sometimes. So yeah, I was like, oh, this is a thing. These are probably roles that I should start going after. I didn't realize people would like me for them.
Oh, okay. All right. Another game you got to work on. What was it like working on Fear Effect?
Oh my god. Okay, that's probably another favorite project right there. Fear Effect is the coolest. It's an iconic game. Um, Hannah is an amazing character. I love everything about her. Um, Yeah, I did Fear Effect Sedna, which was the latest in the series done by a company called Sushi, and I also just voiced the Reinvented, um, which is now getting reinvented again by Forever Entertainment. So we'll hopefully I stay on as Hannah. You never know when things get reworked how that all pans out, but I feel a special connection to Hannah, and I really really enjoy working on that franchise. I would love to do it forever.
Oh, definitely. Hopefully you are back in the reinvented.
Thank
So
you.
yeah. All right, and here's one that just really became one of my favorites in the indie game scene on Steam. What was it like working on the Blair Witch video game?
Ah, okay, the coolest. So I grew up in Maryland, where the Blair Witch story takes place.
Hmm.
That was a huge part of the pop culture when I saw it in college. I'm dating myself here, but I was in college when that movie came out, and it was such a huge hit. It was such a big part of our culture at the time, and it was so big for Maryland. And I saw it in a Maryland theater with my best friend at the time, and 20 years later to that exact time of year, I get to be in the game. So it's just kind of a really surreal moment. And a fun side note, my friend that went with me, he is now really big in the horror film scene. He has the sequel to The Shining coming out, Doctor Sleep, next month. So Mike Flanagan. So make sure you go check it out. But it's really cool that both of us kind of ended up in that horror genre that we loved so much and spent so much time in together in college. But yeah, I actually voiced. I don't. No one knows this. I voiced every female character in that game
Hmm.
during development, and then I only stayed on for 3 in the final. Obviously, you can't have the same person voicing everything. So I was a search party member. I was a radio show host, and I'm also the phone operator in Blair Witch. And that was it was a dream come true. I also love the company that was behind it, Bloober Team. I think they're brilliant. I've worked with them on a couple other games too, and I would love to continue working with them. I just think they're fantastic.
Yeah, no, I expect more games similar to that in the future, both horror and maybe non-horror games. So they've got the mechanics just right, and
Yeah,
they've I just love their ingenuity behind it.
absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree.
And just take this moment out of the time. For any viewers who are watching this interview, if you guys are curious about the Blair Witch, I have been streaming that game during this time of the interview. So if you guys are curious on what the Blair Witch offers, the gameplay, you guys can always go back to our archives and watch those live streams and see what you guys think. Hopefully, you guys will consider, trying it out on Steam or on the Xbox. I'm not sure if it'll be on the PS4, but if you guys are curious, we do have it on our channel for those of you who are now interested. Just a small little plug.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, it's a great game, and especially with Halloween right now, everyone should be playing it
Hmm.
this week.
Or any time of the season, it's a Blair Witch. You can't go wrong with its horror.
No, no.
All right, so now we have a funny question that I would like to ask everyone. If you could be any character you have played in real life, who will you be? And you can mix and match.
Oh, I don't need to mix and match. Hannah, 100%. Yeah, no, easy, hands down, easy answer. Yeah, I would love to be her in real life. Are you kidding? She's amazing. Yeah. Oh, wait, I have another favorite project too. Forgot to mention this one. I'm working on something. It's a survival horror cyberpunk game. It's called Sense, a cyberpunk ghost story
Hmm.
by a guy named Ben Widowson, who I also think is a genius. And that's coming out in the next few months, but you can follow Project Sense, Sense, on Twitter for updates on that. That is a really cool game. I've already voiced my parts in that. I may have a little bit more to do, but the music is great, the art is great, the story's great. If you like survival horror, if you like cyberpunk, if you like kind of sexy games too, you're gonna love it.
I will keep an eye out for that too. So thanks for letting us know about that.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and so the trivia for any people who know your voice work and some of your on camera work. they may not know about this one. So what is it like being a book author?
Unexpected. Um, I never ever set out to be a writer. I like this sounds terrible. I honestly don't want to write. Not until I'm retired and I have time. I'm a full time working mom. I don't have time to like write books or write screenplays. But sometimes I'll just get an idea and I can't stop. I just have to start writing it and get the idea out. Um, and it's fun. It's time consuming, and hopefully something I can try to stave off another 15 years until I have more time for it. But I've written a thriller called Beneath Them, which you can get. You can go to Amazon and check it out. Most local libraries have it too if you want to check your local library. Lucid, which is a fantasy, young adult fantasy. And then I wrote a how-to book on voiceover, which that was completely done because I got so many emails from people daily asking me how I got into voiceover. And I mean, I did it when I was trying to get into voiceover. I emailed people all the time. And I wanted to answer them like someone had answered me when I had the question. I didn't have much to go on. So when people would email me, I'd spend like an hour writing back. And you can't keep doing that. You can't like spend an hour every day writing back to strangers. So I just put this guide together and I put it out on Amazon myself, just for a few bucks with all the information and steps that I had personally taken. Which, by the way I did it isn't the wrong way. It isn't the right way. It's just my way, how I did it. There are lots of different ways to make it in this industry. So I just detailed what I did, and it ended up selling more books than any of my fiction books that I'd spent years on. I didn't spend a lot of time on that guide. I just wanted to get that information out there. But it's done very well. It sells like outsells my other books like 50 to 1. It's a good thing. I'm glad it's helping people, and I'm glad that I did it.
Definitely. So since you mentioned your books and then mentioned the other game, is there anything else coming out that you can talk about, or anything else you want to plug in at this time?
I just did some work on something this morning that I can't tell you about yet. I'll announce it soon on social media, but I'm so excited to be in it. Again, it's a survival horror thing. That's my favorite genre. There are two things. There's another survival horror game I haven't started on yet that's coming shortly. I can't say anything about either, but as soon as I can, again, I'll post them on social media.
Okay, that's fine. NDAs, always gotta be careful of those. All right, and then our last question for any the viewers here: is there any Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, any of those places for the fans to contact you?
Yeah, I'm on all of them. I say I use Instagram and Twitter, mostly Instagram. Twitter comes a close second. But I'm just under my name, Natalie, and my last name is spelled like Rogers if you forgot to put the G in there. So Roers. And yeah, look me up, follow me, and we can chat. And anytime I have updates about games, I'm the first one to post it. Again, like you said, with non-disclosure agreements, I can't say anything if people ask me privately until I've been given the go-ahead. And literally, if someone gives me the go-ahead on something, I'm posting 30 seconds later. So I will post any information as soon as I have it.
Wonderful then. All right. Well, thank you for your time for this interview. We, the Ohio guys, appreciate your time making this happen.
Yeah, thanks, Ohio guys. I had a fun time. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Thank you very much. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in for this episode of the Ohio guys here. Thank you all, and we'll be see you all next time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.